I thought as a cold open, we should make Mare explain the 6-7 meme.
I don't know what it is.
That's why I want you to explain it.
How am I going to explain it then?
I want you to try and attempt, because I think we should be appealing to the
Youngs.
the Gen Alpha teenage Middle-earth SBG playing audience out there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an untapped market of maybe someone. And I think they'd really appreciate hearing a millennial explain what 6-7 means.
6-7 meme is when your two friends just start spamming in your group chat the 6-7 meme to pretend that they know what it is. So they do it every opportunity, and you just remain confused. That's generally what 6-7 meme is.
Oh, good. Well, I think that's perfect.
Mashed it.
That will be a real treat for everyone in the cold. Although
rise now.
Our audience probably don't know what it means either. This video is sponsored by Bailey's Chocolate Truffles Original with a hint of Bailey's. Unwrap, enjoy, recycle. Made with Bailey's Original Irish Cream. Photography not representative of size.
Everything in the podcast is approved by Bailey's.
They're actually almost exactly the same size in the photo as they are in real life. I don't know why they've included that. They could have just edited the photo to be the same size. Like, they're not that far off. They contain alcohol. 2%.
2%?
Maybe I'll get pissed.
Wow, I think you'd have to have a lot of those.
I am going to have 4.
Presumably, the food that is also the chocolates is going to prevent anyone from getting drunk on any amount of them.
Well, I think chocolate contains caffeine, so actually I think it would accelerate the effects. It's basically like drinking a
vodka Red Bull.
A
vodka Red Bull. Or a Jaeger bomb, yeah. Anyway, down the hatch with Bailey's chocolate number 1.
How would you rate it out of 10?
It's quite a heavy hint of Bailey's, is my review.
I mean, you'd be disappointed if there wasn't, surely.
That is true. It does basically just taste of Bailey's, though. I was expecting it to taste more chocolate. I would review it 9 out of 10.
Pretty strong.
It's a very enjoyable chocolate snack. Good morning and welcome to the Hobby Breakfast Show, YouTube's #1 Book of Boba Fett fan channel. We're back. We're so back. That's what the youth say. We're cooking. I've run out of slang. We're here. It's me, Onod 6-7. It's me, Onod. I'm here to look at Middle-earth strategy battle game.
Like it's 2022.
Exactly. We're winding it back to the glory days with a fucking tier list. I'm joined by OT.
Bonjour.
And the mayor.
Hello.
I don't know if we decided whether this was a podcast or just a video. Are we doing hobby and shit?
We don't upload enough videos for the distinction to be relevant. Like,
it's true. It's true. It's a somewhat arbitrary line we draw in the sand.
We used to take it so seriously, didn't we?
We used to do it fucking weekly. Do you remember that? We all used to have something we'd painted every week. Fucking
That's
hell.
Crazy.
The real tragic lives we led in the kind of late COVID era where we started doing this. Right, so I guess we'll just fucking skip the hobby because I'm not really sure we've got anything to talk about. Mayor might have painted some Blood Bowl miniatures, but he might not have done. Right, we are today going to be looking at the new army lists in what I'm hesitant.
In inverted commas.
Yeah, no, sorry,
they're not fucking new.
Sorry,
they're new to you two because you don't play the game anymore.
They were introduced over a year ago. In the new edition of Middle Earth, which is no longer new, but the most current edition. I'm hesitantly going to say that this might be a series.
I think it's our best shot at a series.
We're going to be doing 4 today, and I think this might be a really long video, or it might not be. I've got no fucking idea. I think we should stress
how long you think this video is going to be.
Oh god, that fucking Bailey's is really onto my head.
No, that was just a funny joke.
I refuse to credit you with anything. Come on, we're a professional podcast, right? This is very much
anybody off this.
This is very much the spiritual successor to our old Legendary Legion series.
Yeah.
So I would like to stress, because out of the 60 views that this gets, I know that there will be one salty person who complains. This is not a competitive overview. The categories are designed to mainly emphasize casual and theme and what the overall experience will be. We are not going to be looking at who is winning GBHL 100s.
Battle Greenfields.
So, the categories, we've come up with a very straightforward scoring system, which will only take me 2 minutes to explain. There are going to be 5 categories that are worth 5 points that each of us will give a score out of 5. 5 being the maximum for each category. We're then going to add our scores.
There are 6 categories.
Oh, yes, shit, sorry. There are 6 categories. There are 6 categories that are rated out of 5 for 30 points that each of us will rank 5 stars down to 1 star. We then combine that together. There are then 3 categories for each team first, which are worth 1 point. That will then mean that each of us have ranked 33. We then add that together for 99, and then we give a bonus point to each one so that it can become out of 100, and then we give a percentage score. It couldn't be more simple. The categories are theme, how thematic we think it is, how effectively the rules reflect the theme. So not how good the rules are, but how good we think they are at creating the thing what they're supposed to create. What I'm calling the eyeball test for fun. Does it look fun, or does it look like you're playing Eagles? Hey. Hobby opportunity. It's a current zing. It's only 1 year out of date. Hobby opportunity. How good do we think it is as a hobby project? Or will you just be dry brushing 48 Uruk-hai Scouts? Value. Is it good value? Is it bad value? Will you be buying Rohan Royal Guards? That will be a 1 star for every army that has them in. Does it provide an interesting play experience? And those are the 6 categories. Then there are 3 categories afterwards. One of them OT has abbreviated, so I can't remember what it means. The Weabata category, which stands for OT.
Would you ever be tempted to play?
Thank you, that's it. It's a binary yes or no. Yes, 1 point, no, 0. I suppose that means that actually you can rank others 0 stars.
Well, I was going to ask, because I don't know. Is it 0 to 5?
Should we say 1 is a minimum, just to ensure?
Should be 0 to 5.
We'll decide as we're recording. We then have, and I think these are the most important categories. Would you go to the pub with the leader of the army list? And then finally, would you go to the pub with somebody who plays this army? And obviously, those are very serious questions. Good. Today, we're going to be looking at loosely the armies which are themed around the Battle of Pelennor, except there were so many that we're not doing all of them. So we're looking at Defenders of the Pelennor, the Grief of Eomer, the Riders of Theoden, and the Army of Gothmog. I feel like I've been talking for a lot now, so I'm going to hand over to OT, who is going to start us off. We're going to do the Defenders first. Are we going to do each category, or are we going to do one person does everything? Let's do each category, I think.
Is it worth briefly stating what the army is for people?
I can do an intro.
OT can do it.
So this is a list of fucking everything. Holy shit.
Just summarize, I guess.
I think it has 35 heroes or something. Anyway, it is just all the Rohan heroes, as far as I'm aware, pretty much all the Gondor heroes. You can take Dead of Dunharrow if you want to. My goodness. And then the only actual special rule that makes this one unique is that once per game, each hero gets a free heroic combat, which is nice, but I feel like because this army just has so many heroes and so many options, it doesn't require the extra rules to feel like it probably should. Like, hopefully each hero kind of does that for themselves. And I imagine balancing any special rules would be a bit of a pain with this army.
I guess the thematic thing about this army is you can bring all these heroes together and it exists, rather than it has loads of rules.
Yeah. It's also the only way that you can play pure Dunharrow now.
Is it?
It is.
Well, because you have to take Aragorn with them otherwise.
Yeah. If you take them as Return of the King, you have to have Aragorn.
Would anyone want to take pure Dunharrow?
I've seen it done several times.
Oh, okay. I retract my statement. Fun fact, if you take all of the name points.
How many points?
Over 2,000.
Wow.
For all the heroes. And that's not including their upgrades.
Good lord.
Okay.
That would be a miserable game.
For theme, I've scored this one a 4.
Wow.
Put it out there. I feel like it's a pretty cool theme. It's a big moment in the movies, and you can kind of recreate it here. You have access to all the models. It isn't that cool, but that's not relevant to this section in terms of the rules, so I think this is a 4.
See, I think I'm going to go a little bit low, because I think whilst I like that this exists, I feel like there are so many other lists that create individual points more interestingly. I'm kind of like
Return of the King.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like Return of the King, better.
Or Grief of Eomer.
That bit, or Grief of Eomer, or Rise of Theoden, or Army of Gothmog's on the other side. But you get my point. I still think it's good though, and I appreciate that this is one of the lists where you can actually still do like interesting stuff on your own. I guess, as Mayor's pointed out, you can hijack this list to do lists that no longer exist because it's so varied. I'm gonna score it a 3.
Are we allowing zeros or are we not allowing zeros?
I think we are.
I think we should.
Okay.
So 3 is above average rather than being exactly average.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2 for the same reason that you have, Onod, but because I want to leave room for the lists that I really feel are themey. Because, like you said, there are more specific versions of this.
Is below average on theme
compared to
like all other lists in the game. This is below average on theme.
That's what he's saying.
I mean, it's just very vague, isn't it? And the rules are very vague. Doesn't make me feel like it's a specific moment.
The theme is different to theme. I think we're separating this very clearly. This is the theme of the list, not the rules.
I think OT is right, because we're saying how well do the rules represent, and then this is just is this a good thematic army?
The problem is they're all based on moments in the movie, so they're all arguably themey to a point, right?
So, yes. So I think this for saying how thematic is it. We're saying, do we feel like this is a creative and good way of making a thematic moment? Some of them which are really specific, we may still critique and say this isn't actually strong theme or something, because we don't think it actually does a good job of creating a moment. But then when we look at the rules, we're saying, do those rules make that moment it's meant to actually happen on the table?
Got you.
Does that make sense?
It does. So can you take Gondor as part of this?
There are Gondor stuff in this, yeah.
Then I'm giving it a 2, because
okay,
there's no moment where if you took everything that's in that list that happens, that doesn't happen.
That's fair.
So
yeah,
I would even be inclined to give it lower, if anything, but I'll give it a 2.
I suppose it allows for book moments, but then Grief of Eomer kind of covers that we'll be talking about later. I think that's fair, and I think that we should push each other for chat, but I don't think that we should change our scores. I think we should just always stick with our initial and just have to live with it. Rules to theme. Let's go the other way. Let's start with Mayor and finish with OT. Mayor, how well do you think the rules reflect the theme that it's supposed to be achieving?
Interesting, because I feel like I'm worried that my score is going to anchor you two to be near it. So don't feel that it is. But I'm going to give it a 1, because there aren't many rules. There's one rule. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no restrictions on this one. Like you can take whatever you want.
You can. Well, warriors have to be in the responding keywords warbands, but other than that, you can take what you want. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give it a 0 instead then, because heroic combat for everyone on one turn. I mean, like, you can't really get more generic than that, can you? Other than maybe like +1 courage or something. I'll give it a 1. I think it's a bit harsh. You know, it's their moment of glory on the battlefield, and they're pushing forward. I think that kind of makes sense. At least it's vaguely in the realm.
Flip-flocking harder than an Aussie on a beach. Right.
It's a 1. 1 from me.
I'm going to give 1, actually. I think that I appreciate the ability to create the alliances, but I don't really think that the rules create the feeling of a combined army list as well as lots of others do. And I think that lots of others actually encourage you to incorporate an amalgamation of forces. This one just basically either, if you're doing it for the theme, I think that you're probably going to look at other army lists unless you have a very specific vision environment that only this one can do. Yeah. Or you're choosing this one because you want to abuse the fact that you can just ally random shit together. So I'm going with a 1 too. OT, we finish with you, who's probably going to go for 5 just to be a contrarian.
I've gone for 1.
Well, look at that.
Wow, we're all of the same mind.
All of the same
mind. I think like it's not a 0, because I think 0 needs to be like really, really terrible and almost like goes against the theme in a way when it's that bad. But like I agree, it's so generic, and there were like, I think you could have put in some interesting stuff without having to worry too much about how it balances. And I think it's just a bit boring.
I suppose, but like Battle of Five Armies, is what I might compare this to, and that does the thing where it's like if you're fighting with a race that's not your own, so elves and dwarves, for example, then they get a reroll or something like that.
See, that's what this should be. It should be that if they have different keywords, they should get not the like really good bonuses, which not like the +1 to wound and stuff that like the more niche armies get, but like some like
reroll ones to wound or something.
Reroll ones or like a very minor buff.
Yeah. At least then it would encourage synergy between the forces. But then you could say, well, the forces, other than, it's such a big battlefield, they don't really fight like shoulder to shoulder at any point, do they?
No. You might almost say that, and if we do ever get around to it, the Men of the West is kind of what this army really is. But anyway. Eyeball fun test. I'll go first this time as you've both gone first than the others. I think I think I could actually see this being quite fun because the opportunity to just kind of throw stuff together. I think I'm going to give it a 3 for Eyeball Fun Test. For me personally, a lot of the fun comes from creating a thematic moment. So I like this one because it gives me flexibility to perhaps tailor to a very specific thing that maybe the more niche army lists don't. But I don't think it quite makes something that I'm like really kind of excited about, but I'm above average in terms of when I look at it.
Fair. I'd probably give it a 1.
A what? This is going to get a brutal score.
Wait, what was this category again?
The Eyeball Fun Test.
Oh, yes. So for me, a lot of the fun comes from the army doing something that's unconventional or that's different or allows it to do something special. And sure, you can have things side by side that you can't in other armies, but it doesn't really elevate any particular force or allow you to do anything that's unconventional from a rules standpoint. Maybe I'd give it a 1.5 if I could, but I feel like being harsh. So
you can't give it a 1.5.
It's a 1.
I can't be bothered to deal with PowerPoint.
I like the fact that you can play Dunharrow in this, but then Dunharrow's not got its own thing, so it just feels like you're not really getting anything. It's more like you're getting to play pure Dunharrow on a technicality. So
love a technicality. OT?
I think this is a 3 for fun.
Wow. You're just copying me, aren't you?
There's variety, I suppose, in the list.
Yeah, and I think for me, fun is when you have the flexibility to get a list to do what you want it to do. And I think this,
like in the old edition,
this because because of the variety of options, I think definitely is above average in terms of like. I think it, as we've already said, it's quite a unique list in this edition because you actually have the option to make it do what you want it to do. And I think in terms of longevity, it would probably be one of the more fun lists to play.
That is
definitely fun for army building. This is one of the few lists where I feel like sit in and happily make different lists, whilst a lot of them I feel like you just make and then you're like, well, that's how I play this at that points level.
Yeah.
So I can see that there. OT, do you want to keep going and hobby opportunity as well?
I don't know. I flip-flopped on this. I'm going 4. Wow. I think it has so many options that it allows you to build whatever it is you want. And I think in hobby, that is what I personally would look for. It doesn't have maybe some of the it doesn't have monsters and stuff, I guess, which might be something that people are into. But I think in terms of the flexibility to make what you want it to be, I think it's pretty good.
Fair enough. I'm going to give it the big 5.
Oh,
wow!
I debated a 5, but I fell onto a 4.
I see where you're coming from in monsters. So it lacks that one kind of like big centerpiece model, perhaps. But I think in terms of variety, you can do a combined paint scheme. You could do all the different paint schemes. You've got so many of the big heroes that you want to have and paint with lots of different kind of models that represent them. So you've got that choice to kind of pick which one you like. I just think that when you look at all, what is it, like 105 lists? Jesus. This one is like comfortably one of the ones where you're like, this is like a fantastic hobby opportunity. So I think it's got to be the big 5.
So I might actually give it a 3 because
fuck, man.
Do you actually enjoy this
list? You fucking hate this list, man.
There's an aspect of hobby that I don't know how much you guys have considered, but I'd be interested to hear your opinion. And that's the setting. I think a big element of the hobby that differentiates one army from another is the setting and the terrain, and potentially the opportunity for something like a display board or some particularly interesting basing. I think that really sets the scene for where your models are and what they're doing. And for me, Pelennor is pretty boring as landscapes go. Other than
I think grass is about as extreme as my basing gets. Like, this is perfect.
That's fair. I think I think evil is always probably going to be more interesting, in my opinion, hobby-wise, because you can do more things. There's not just humanoids or cavalry as options, or eagles. Eagles and ents, I guess, are quite interesting hobby opportunities.
See,
I want to leave room for improvement on this, and I think the setting's part of that for me.
I think the complete opposite. I think evil armies just end up being like drab colours and really boring. But there we go. Value for me. This one's a really tricky one because you could get really good value for money, or this could be a fucking nightmare, and it could end up being like the most expensive thing you've ever bought.
I've given it a 2.
Yeah, I was leaning towards a 2 as well. I think it's below average.
I think because you are forced, well, not forced, but I think because this list pushes you towards heroes that tend to be more expensive, I think you are probably likely to end up spending more money. And also, I think you're more likely to chop and change with this list, so you might want a broader variety of heroes.
True.
So I think you'll end up spending more money.
Yeah. No, I see where you're coming from there. You're unlikely to, if you build a 600-point list, you're unlikely to, if you are going into this, then not want to like tinker and play around with it. I guess we could, although I don't think this is really the point of this column. So it will be the one time I say it. You could argue that this list, if you buy into it fully, you can then play all of the other lists that make up this list. So that would be a way of getting value, but I don't think that we should do that, because I think that it's the
doesn't make the specific list value, I guess.
Yeah, it's in and of itself. So I won't mention that when we talk about others, but I guess there is that possibility. Matt, your value.
Yeah, I'd say 3 in that there's lots of opportunities, but if you wanted, it's hard. I'll just give it 3. Just another thought, actually, on the hobby opportunity.
Wow.
Sorry to bring you back to that.
It's never been done. We're going back to the category.
The other thing to think about for me is terrain. As a hobby opportunity for the setting for your army, so display boards and terrain probably.
You did mention display board.
You did mention that.
I did mention display board, but I hadn't thought about terrain.
Okay.
And that is, that's going to be pretty shit, isn't it?
God, he's such a nerd, isn't he? Talking about terrain.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which part?
I think if you did a display board, you could have like a dead mummock in the background. You could have like
a destroy board or catapult.
Yeah, I think there are options. Like
you could have the broken gates of Minas Tirith.
Maybe you're just more creative than I am.
Perhaps. Interesting play experience.
3.
OT's going in hot and heavy with a 3. Why 3?
It it'll have a strong kind of general play style, which is going to be it's kind of led by the heroes, and they're the reason you're playing it. But there are such a broad variety of heroes that I think you can shape it to be whatever you want, and I think it will stand out as a different kind of list to play compared to almost every other list that exists.
Wow. I completely agree with you. Something's going wrong this evening. Me and OT have been like almost exactly the same. Usually we clash. It's worrying.
We can cuss each other out later.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah, I completely agree. I think it's above average, but I don't think that it is ever going to lend itself to something that's like actually really kind of like this is like a completely different way of playing Middle Earth. You're always going to be a couple of big heroes and some warriors. Yeah. Matt,
what was this category again? Sorry.
Is the play experience interesting?
Is it interesting? Okay.
Yeah. Not competitive or good. Just do you think it would be interesting to play?
Yeah, I'd give it a 3. It'd be 3. Interesting.
It's the highest rating he's given this list.
I think you might have a combination of things that you wouldn't have in any other army, like OG said.
Yeah. Would you ever be tempted to play or pay in the case of none of us own this? Would we look at this? Let's say that this is a hypothetical world where someone just gives you this army and says,
are we classing this army as you have to own everything, or you could play a part of it?
I think you can play a part of it, right?
Okay. Can I also ask if it's a hypothetical world where I have more interest than I currently do in playing MESBG? Okay, good.
Pretend it's 2022 and you are about to...
You actually like playing SBG.
Rock your Riv Knights, and you think that
I don't have existential dread about the fate of the world.
You think that going to multiple GBHLs a year is
cool.
The idea of a good weekend?
I would, yes, in that world.
Wow. I'm going to say no.
Is that just because I said I would?
No. Although it is an important differential between us that validates my existence on the pod still. No, I just think that I'd rather play the list we're about to talk about more. I think I'm more of what Mayor was talking about earlier, the Mayor school of thought. I'm a Mayorist. I think that I'd rather do more of a specific theme within the theme. And although this could be the thing that allows me to do that, I would rather not.
That was a very long-winded way of saying nothing.
I'm a specialist of saying nothing in a lot of...
It would be dishonest of me to say that I wouldn't play it because I have played it.
Slap the one in.
I don't want to because I hate this list.
It was just pure Dunharrow is just quite...
Oh, okay. Now, we need to make the important decision of
Aragorn.
This. Okay. Mayor and me get no choice. Who is the leader? OT is the... I think that's fair. Would you go to the pub with Aragorn? And I think that's going to be a question we're going to be asking ourselves quite a few times.
But I think we could differentiate it slightly by like the different... I mean, he doesn't change that much.
I think the King of the Dead's the leader of this army.
No, you're wrong. Would I like to go to the pub with
1v1 everyone
after he has just been victorious on the field of Pelennor?
Yes, exactly. He's
probably quite smelly.
Okay.
In the books and extended edition, the bit where he goes through his like I can magically heal people arc, and I don't think that's a fun pub vibe. I think that's a bit of a downer, actually. He's like the guy stood outside the pub handing out leaflets about alcoholism awareness that some Christian organisation has organised.
You're reading a bit much into that.
I mean,
I think you have to
it's not like he's preachy. Good. He's literally healing Merry or Pippin, whichever one, and fucking Faramir. He's not handing out leaflets.
He does what to Faramir.
He touches him.
Good. I suppose he's not the worst person to go to the pub with.
I'm going. I'm putting a 1.
I'd go to the pub with him.
Yeah. Okay. It is still Aragorn. I would go.
You were just extending what was definitely going to be a yes.
Yeah. And would you go to the pub with a person what plays and collects this as their main army?
Yes.
Is that because you play?
No, I'm not that vain. Jesus. It's because anyone who's collecting, anyone who starts playing SBG and is like, you know what army I really want to collect? Just the whole of the Pelennor Fields good guys, because it's not a competitive list, so they're probably not a dickhead or that guy. I think you'd have to care about all of the miniatures in this list to want to play it. Otherwise, you would play something more specific. So you're probably an interesting guy.
I'm trying to picture who the person who collects this would be.
I don't think you can define them in like an individual sense, but
I'm trying to think of like if a celebrity played this list, who would the celebrity be? I'm picturing. I'm getting Henry Cavill vibes.
No.
Yeah, it's main character. It's main character energy. You're like, I want to fucking play all of the main characters. I don't want to have to choose.
I'm putting a 1. I think I would. The general vibe is one I agree with. I look positively upon you if you collect this list.
I think I'm going to go as well, because I want to go to the pub with Henry Cavill. Right, so the totals. OT has given this list a 20. It's a stonking score out of 33 there. I've given it's not actually, is it? It's pretty low. I've given this
average.
I've given this a 19. The only differential between us in the end was, I think, the weird factor. And Mayor has given this a 16. Mayor's given this below average, which is a total, if we add those together and then +1, of 56 out of 100. I think. OT, please check my maths.
Yes.
56%. That's really bad.
That's not terrible. That's almost a 2-1.
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty positive about it, but it doesn't sound great as 56%. I guess I
think it's really hard to score really high.
Yeah, I think we'll see that the scoring system maybe like 70 will be a good list. Right. The next one we're doing is the grief of Eomer, which is the extra Rohan list that no one needed.
We've zoomed in on a moment in Pelennor Fields.
It is kind of fun, actually. I'll quickly take us. So you need Eomer, no shit. He always has his Price of Grief special rule on. And when he charges, he gets +1 fight value. It's big boy fight 7 Eomer. That's what we like to see. And his rule means that he must always charge, I think, but that he also gets to reroll wound rolls. Or he must.
It sounds like you're guessing. Are you reading it or are you guessing?
Must. I'm half reading. It's the best way to do it. He also gains the Fearless special rule. Exciting. And any friendly Rohan models that could line of sight. Oh, fucking hell. Why did they introduce this as a thing? Fuck's sake. Any friendly Rohan models that could sight to aim at automatically approach tests they are required to take, just to ensure that you have as many arguments about line of sight as possible rather than just making it a 12. There is then finally the Ride of Dol Amroth. Friendly Gondor models may reroll to wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes in a turn in which they charge. And as you've possibly guessed, you most certainly know already, because if you're watching this, you're a massive Middle-earth strategy battle game nerd. You can take Prince Imrahil and Hurin, and also captains if you want, representing a Gondor element, Eomer, and then you can take Rohan if you want, representing the Rohan elements. And this is the point in the Battle of Pelennor books where Eomer is big sad, and then Prince Imrahil rides out to make sure that Eomer doesn't die, I guess? Question mark? Yeah. Let's start the scoring off. OT, you kick us off again. Do you like the theme? Do you think that this achieves good theme?
It's a 2 or a 3 for theme. I'll go 3.
Remind me how we're defining this this category.
I can't remember. If you go back about 20 minutes, you'll be able to find what I said.
Okay. So what are you basing this on?
I'm basing this on. The thing is, my explanation now is going to be completely different.
I think I'm taking it as: do I like the theme of the area of the films or books that this is trying to recreate? Like, do I think that's a cool thing?
Do you like the scene personally, sort of thing?
Is it worthy? Is it worthy? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I think this is a 4 because I am a big book nerd.
I was going to say it's much more impactful in the book, isn't it?
Any list which reflects the books which OT hasn't read.
I have read the books.
OT can't read. It's a lie.
That's a lie.
It's in his deep lore.
You've been caught.
This is a cool moment in the books. Prince Imrahil, boss in the books, honestly. Is he even in the films?
No.
Shame. He's really cool in the books.
He's like a lieutenant in the books, isn't he?
He like turns up and like all the Gondor people are like fucking hell.
Yeah.
So I'm going 4. I like the mix of Dol Amroth with Eomer. I think it's good. Matt.
I'm also going to give it a 4 because I think it's a very unique theme to have, in that I think, there are some models that have similar rules where they kind of go berserk, or like Illidan and Elra here, or maybe Filinkili or something.
Doesn't Theoden have something similar?
Maybe it does, but I think on the scale that this is happening, it's really like a very, very specific moment. It's not like they've picked, a force which is together for several days or weeks and fights at potentially more than one point. It's like this is a single moment or a series of moments in the film with the forces that were there, and I quite like that.
Yeah. What I will say is that if this army ends up fighting any other army makes absolutely no sense. Like it really only has a very one specific force that it could have ever fought against in one specific moment.
Does Eomer also have free combats, by the way? I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Okay.
Is that a different?
What am I thinking of?
He re-rolls, wound rolls, and must charge if possible.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of Riders of Eomer.
Maybe, although I'm not sure he gets that in that.
I'm pretty sure he does somewhere. Anyway,
can't remember. Do the rules represent what the theme is? OT?
I went first in the first one.
Yeah, we're doing this one that we're just going to do all of them the same, though. I've decided. You have to go first for every single grief of Eomer.
Okay. Because I like it the least. I think it's either a 3 or a 4. I'm going to give it a 3.
It's going for a 3. Eomer's mad.
He is.
It incentivizes Imrahil charging to help him because they get a bonus on the charge.
It's not a super cool bonus, though, and I feel like they could have done more with Imrahil.
Yeah, but then Imrahil and the built synergy, don't they? Because he's the banner. And don't they get +1 fight or something?
He gives the knights +1 fight. But as in maybe give Imrahil free combats or something. Like I feel like him not getting anything's a bit lame.
Interesting. So my main issue, I actually looked at this. Did I cut out?
Slightly.
Good. I looked at this list earlier today in preparation, and because I was bored.
Fucking hell.
Nerd.
I know, thank you.
I can't even read.
It's very much a you problem. The thing which I noticed about this that really annoyed me about the rules, they don't have the thing where the Riders of Rohan don't count towards the bow limit.
That is a good shout.
Is that important?
Yes, because if you bring Eomer and then Prince Imrahil, and then you want it to be a mounted force, you have to bring twice as many Knights of Dol Amroth as you do.
Good point.
Which is, I think, a bit dumb. Or you have to do a mixed force where you bring some Rohan on foot. I suppose you could argue that they are, mid combat, so maybe some of them are being dismounted. You can bring Eomer on foot, to be honest. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. He's not Forsake's horse. For me, I think that prevents it from being perfect. So I think that's a bit annoying. So I'm going to give it a 4. I think it does everything else really well to achieve the theme, though.
I was going to give it a 5, but you've made quite a good point. And I think the fact that Imrahil doesn't get anything isn't ideal. But equally, if someone wanted to play it true to the films rather than the book, then they would be able to do that without feeling like they're missing out on something. So I don't really mind that too much. But I mean, I don't know if you would take this all mounted. I think I'll stick with a 4. I think that makes sense.
He's going with a big 4. Big 4. Eyeball tests. OT. Scrub your eyeballs and tell us, what do they see?
I think this would be fairly fun, but I don't think it would be crazy fun. So I'm going to give it another 3. I've been very consistent. Going for another 3.
I actually think I'd have quite a lot of fun playing this list.
Why?
Because I think it really suits my not having think play style of just yeeting big heroes into stuff.
But I don't think it depends, I guess, how you are playing this. If you're playing this in quite an optimal way, I don't think that's how you would do it. And I think if you were just yeeting in, is that fun?
Well, okay, let me reframe. I think that playing around with as a where Eomer has to always
cutting out quite a lot.
Oh, well, it's okay because I'm not saying anything good.
Okay.
I think Eomer and Imrahil would be fun.
Right.
I like that it incentivizes charging.
But it doesn't incentivize it that much.
It incentivizes it enough. You've got models to be. They're going to want to charge.
Yeah, I agree they're going to want to charge, but I don't know if that's because of I think you two are slightly overstating the rules on this. I don't think the rules do that much really. And the top one is just that Eomer is automatically in Prince of Grief, which is a rule he has anyway.
Yeah, but you don't have to bring Theoden or Eowyn to activate it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a very convoluted rule normally. Whilst True. This is going he just gets it. So you're actually taking a rule that doesn't happen a lot of the time.
I would say it's a little bit weird that I think one of you might have said this earlier, or a version of it, but whatever army you're facing, you're suddenly Eomer's in a very specific moment, and then, fucking goblins turn up or something. It's just weird.
This links back to my process of internal versus external theme from a very successful video on the channel, which some people didn't agree with. But that's okay. Yeah. I'm gonna say 3.
Good. I win.
As much as I meme about just yeeting in, actually the lists that I play are not those lists.
You don't play yeety lists.
No, I play all hero lists. Very, very tedious, minute.
The man who made Grey Company for 2 years.
As I kite around the board.
Basically Riv Knights, but just not quite. Fuck me.
What will I do this turn? I think I'll call Aragorn with Aragorn and move 4.5
6 heroic combats and 2 heroic moves. Oh.
Good. Mayor, what are you giving it?
The eyeball test. I'll give it a 4.
He's giving it a 4. It's the big 4 from Mayor.
I think it looks fun.
Hobby opportunity.
3.
OT's going with a 3.
You could do a cool board with this if you wanted to, and it has fun scenes.
Fun scenes?
Fun scene singular.
Well, as in you could do different things with the scene that exists.
Sure.
Give me fucking strength.
No. I'm leaning towards a 2, and I can't quite explain why. No, 2's harsh. 3.
Excellent.
What did I give the last one?
What did you give Defenders? You gave Defenders a 3 because you hated it.
Yeah. I'm going to give this one a 4, weirdly.
Hang on. Whoa. No.
Fucking outrageous.
I'm not going to allow you to change it, but I do just want to point out, you gave Defenders 3 because you said that Pelennor was boring for basing. This is set on Pelennor.
With fewer hero options.
At least it's more specific.
Wow, okay. Mayor's hobby is all about the specific name. Value. OT value.
2.
Really?
Yeah.
This is an all-plastic army, man.
Dol Amroth's expensive.
Not the mounted.
You don't have to play Dol Amroth.
What?
You have to use them.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
So you can play Rohan, is what you're saying with this.
Yeah, where Eomer is really emotional.
Mounted Dol for the same price as any MESBG.
Okay, sorry, maybe I'm just way behind the times. But yeah, I'll give it a 3 then. But I mean, to be fair, because the Eomer thing is it still there's the battle host, isn't there?
I don't know if that still exists because I think they removed it when they Rohan Warriors.
I suppose you don't have to buy Royal Guards. You don't need that many heroes.
You're buying 2 plastic heroes, maybe her.
Yeah.
You're buying 2 boxes of mounted guys.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Okay.
You're buying 1 box of plastic dismounts / a few foot guys.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really a killer is the dismounted Dol Amroth Knights.
Well, I've said a 2, and by my own rules, we have to stand by it. But it's probably actually a 3.
I'm gonna go with it's just above average, I think.
I'll go 3 as well.
Bear is continuing to just copy.
Blaze at every opportunity.
Well, I'm going last, so the odds of me copying one of you is quite high.
I say you're copying me. You actually have given different scores for the last 2. I'm just gaslighting you at this point. Interesting play style. I see. Or interesting play opportunity.
It's quite linear. It's just where, as in, you're going to probably play in a certain style, which is probably quite cavalry heavy. If you find that interesting, maybe. I mean, it's different to all the others, and you can play around with banners and special rules and stuff. I'll give it a 3.
I'm controversially gonna flop on what I said earlier and give this a 2.
Okay.
I think whilst it might be fun to do, I think that you're basically just charging an elite cavalry force into combat, and I don't think it would be interesting after a while.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Meh.
Well, because I can't copy what you said, I'm giving it a 2.
That is what I said, but
oh well. Fuck you.
Fuck's sake. Oh dear me. Whipped. OT.
No.
Whipped.
No.
I would.
No, really? I'm stunned.
Mez jumping in. Mez.
Sorry, I thought I'd get in there before you say that you would play this.
Mez whipped. I'm going to say no, only because I'd rather play Riders of Eomer. But I do think
so if you owned all the models, you just wouldn't play this?
No, because we're assuming that each list is in, and I'm saying I want to play Gandalf, not Eomer of Imrahil.
Right, I see.
We're looking at each in a void. It's our favourite thing to do. Do you remember that from the last series? If we were to look at them in a void.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, right. Would you go
and check our old videos?
Would you go to the pub with Eomer after he thinks his sister and uncle have died?
Yes.
Wow. Why would you, OT?
I think I can make him feel better. I'm an emotionally sensitive guy.
I'm going to say no.
Fair enough.
He's a mess the whole night, and he's just going to be fights. It's not a good call.
I'm going to say no because I think he'd probably just want to be alone.
Fair enough. And would you go to the pub with a person what plays the list?
No.
Oh, no from there. But you said you would play this.
Exactly.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. At least just gonna own it. OT?
Yeah, I think I would.
I think I will too. I don't think the person who plays this list takes them super duper seriously. Oh god, 62 final percentage, absolutely smashing the defenders of Pelennor. We've got OT with a 19, me with a 20, and Mare with a flipping 22. Mare is the man of extremes. We ride on to the Riders of Theoden. It's good, isn't it?
No.
That was BBC breakfast levels of
shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna start for this one. And then we're gonna go me. We're gonna go me Mare OT.
So I'm following you again.
That's how we're doing it. Yeah. Okay. But you'll go first next time. So theme.
What is this list?
Riders of Theoden. Oh shit! Yes, we
tell
need
people
to say what it is. Sorry.
Friendly Rohan cavalry gain +1 to their strength on a turn in which they charge. Death. Once per game at the start of any fight phase, Theoden can use this special rule. Any Rohan hero within 12 inches gets a free combat or free strike if they're able to. And fourth, Eolingas, friendly cavalry warrior models within 3 inches of Theoden or Eomer get the dominant 2 special rule. And Riders of Rohan do not count towards this army's bow limit.
Hooray.
Otherwise you'd be fucked.
So you have to take Theoden, and then any heroes you want, basically.
Eomer, Captain, Daewine, Elfhelm, Eowyn, Gamling.
And I believe if you're allowing legacies, then you also get... Oh wait, no, that is Elfhelm, isn't it? And Daewine? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was the
You're
legacy.
including the legacies, okay.
Cool. I'm leading. It's the big 5.
Yeah.
If when you watch this moment in the films you don't weep, then I think that there is something with you.
Wow.
I think that a tear should be in your eye, and that it's a real sign of modern masculinity that you can own that. That's my explanation for.
Okay.
It's
not really about the list, is it?
Shut up, OT.
What was this category again?
Gen Z avocado eating.
Leave me alone with my avocado. Right.
I think for most people there probably isn't like a more climactic moment, so it's got to be a 5.
Mare climaxing.
I always climax at this scene.
Good. OT. OT's going to get like 2 because he's a twat. He's just going to be like 2. I hate it.
I'm dead inside.
Oh god.
Real men don't cry. Yeah, no. I mean, I will say I don't particularly like this army, but the theme is a 5.
The theme is a 5. Do the rules reflect what the theme is? Oh, do I give this a 5 for the rules reflecting the theme? I like that they're dominant near Theoden or Eomer. I like the death rule, and that big charge turn. I think that creates the impact of them hitting the orcs. I like the +1 strength because it does that too. It's the big 5. I'm going with a 5 again. I'm really glazing this list, but it's Mare.
I'm going to give it a 4 because while I think it does reflect quite well, I think it does tend to run out of steam quite quickly. when you're playing. So you get that one turn of big stuff happening, and that's fine. But then generally, because you're playing a cavalry army and you're now in combat, the rest of the game is just going to be you doing move-offs, and that's not really fun. So I'd like to see something like
this is rules to theme. This is not... We categorize fun differently.
Rules to theme. Yeah, I mean they reflect it well, but I'd like more momentum, I guess is what I'm saying. I'd like the momentum of their charge to be carried for more than one turn, is I guess what I'm saying.
But then you miss the core gameplay element of SBG, which is rolling for priority to see who charges.
I'm not saying that I think Rohan should move first every single time. I'm just saying that something additional to help in terms of getting charges off would be good.
I think that made complete sense. OT.
I'm also going to give it a 4.
It's fair. Are you going to explain, or do you want me to just move on?
I think we can move on.
Fair enough. Eyeball fun test. I am going to go with a 3. Similar reasons for Grafe.
Yeah, that's
grief. Yeah, the grief of Eomer. It's gonna be fun to a point, and then as Mayor's kind of pointed out, after that point, it is just going to be rolling to see if you get to go first arbitrarily, and that's not necessarily going to be the most fun thing in the world to be playing. Mayor.
I'll give it 3. I've played this list a fair amount in the old edition. Not when it was good. Actually, no, I was too slow for that. It was after Gambling got nerfed that I got to play it. Yeah. I played against it when Gambling was really good quite a lot, and Gambling helped carry the momentum. I will say that, and it forced. I mean, the better lists were all heroes. Because obviously they're just spamming might out and they can do all their hero moves and stuff. And I think weirdly, the old edition version I probably would have given a 5 for rules reflecting. But in terms of fun, I have played this list. It's fine. It is very samey. It's mobile, which is always fun. But the Rohan heroes are not that special. They're all very mid-tier. And I think if one or two of them were kind of rising a little bit further above, I think Eomer got a bit better this edition, but not very, very much. Yes, more variety in Rohan Hero, which it seems insane because they've got so many, but they're literally all like mid-tier. So,
yeah.
Apart from Eomer is pretty good, to be fair.
He's fight 6 now. Not that that's good anymore, because now you need to be fight 7.
Well, it is really good actually. As I would know from playing a lot of Lurts.
Always the bridesmaid, never the Eomer. OT, would you like to give your score?
3.
Would you like to explain, or are you just refusing?
I mean, it's a cavalry army with a few extra tricks. I think it's slightly above average.
And that's fair. Hobby opportunity. It's just going to be a lot of Rohan, isn't it?
A lot of horses.
Yeah. Oh, I do fucking hate horses. 2.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 2 as well. It's just Pelennor again, but even they're literally charging down a naked hill. So
yeah, put some clothes on that hill. OT.
I'll go 2.
We are in agreement. Value.
It's okay value, right?
Oh,
it's not great. I mean, you're going to take some Royal Guard, aren't you?
It's Heroes, Royal Guards. Didn't we decide last edition that this was like the good value of the game or something ridiculous?
Yeah, they're not good.
I think it's a 1. I don't think you're getting bang for your buck. because you need Cav, which automatically makes it expensive, and it's not like previous list we talked about where you need like maybe 1 or 2 big heroes. It's like you're gonna have to buy all the big Rohan heroes because they're not expensive enough, so you are inevitably going to actually. It's a 1. Mare?
Yeah, Cav's expensive. Heroes are expensive. I think 1 or 2 is probably fine. 2.
It's going for 2. OT?
Yeah, 1. It's really expensive.
Not the 0 though.
No, I think there will probably be some that are worse. Although, actually, now I'm saying that,
I forgot we could vote 0.
What is that actually genuinely? What is going to be worse than this?
No, it's fair.
There are remember like Battle of Greenfields where you.
Hobbits and ruffians. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is a low 1.
Interesting play. I'm going to go in with a 2 again. I think it's different to the Grief of Eomer in terms of why it's interesting, but I don't think after I've played it, I would find it more interesting. I think it's just a just below average 2.
I think it's a 2 because while it's mobile, which might make it fun, there's nothing that special about any of the cavalry or the heroes, so it'll be fairly mild.
Like a chicken korma. OT?
Yeah, I think also a 2. It has stuff, but yeah, I just don't. I mean, maybe you could like kite around, but is even that interesting? Probably not. So yeah, I'll go for a 2.
It's not really the Rohan list for kiting this one.
No. Not on theme, is it? To kite on this, yeah.
No, you're playing to win.
I think even if you're playing for win, you wouldn't kite that. You might for a bit. Yeah.
Depends what you're playing in the scenario, but let's not get into
that. We ept. It's a no from me. I think we know what Mare's going to say.
Well, I'm selling.
Oh shit!
These models, remember? So, I mean, I have played it, and it was fine, but it wasn't that exciting. So I'm going to give it a 0.
You're selling all your Rohan then? I thought you were just
No, weirdly, I want to keep the War of the Rohirrim models that I've just bought because I think they're cool and I like them. But
are you keeping the Wolf Attack Rohan bits?
Don't know if I will. Oh, for the heroes, you mean? Or
yeah,
I'll keep the heroes, but I'll probably sell all of the Raw Guard and the Riders.
Jeez. Man's going to be making bank.
Keep the heroes.
Sitting on a small fortune with those Raw Guard. And OT.
It's a 0 from me.
Yeah. Would you go to the pub with Theoden? I'm going to say yes. I would go to the pub with Theoden. In this
stories.
Yeah. In this moment.
He's not Saruman, grizzly, old Theoden. He's I'm going to scream death.
Redeemed.
Theoden. Yeah. Mare, would you go to the pub with Theoden? Bear.
Sorry. Would I go to? Yes, I would.
He would go to the pub. You've had to really think about it though. OT.
Yes, I would.
He would go to the pub. And would you go to the pub with a person? See, last edition, I'd say no.
Yeah, last edition, no. This edition, yes.
This edition, maybe.
They've been redeemed.
Yeah, I'll say yes. Mare?
I'd say yes.
And
for the same reasons.
I will also say yes.
There we go. So we've got a 90 from OT on that one, a 20 from me on that one, and a 20 from Mare on that one, which gives it a lovely round 60 overall once we add the bonus points. 60%. I feel like 60 to 70 might be.
It's going to be congested.
Yeah. And that leaves us with the last one video and the only evil list that we're looking at in this episode, the Army of Gothmog.
Finally, some evil.
The Army of Gothmog is pretty much the same as this should think. So Gothmog's Age of Men is over. Special rule increases to 12 inches, which is his one which gives them Hatred Man. And then the time of the Orc has come is battlefield wide, which is once per game. Friendly Mordor Orcs gain a reroll failed to wound rolls. Friendly Orc hero models benefit from Standfast, and then friendly Orc models may reroll to wounds for natural 1 when making strikes against a trapped model. You can take Gothmog. You can take the various named orcs that accompany him, including that guy with the skull hat. He's fun, isn't he? And you can take some of the siege weapons and a shit ton of Morannons and maybe a cheeky troll. May, you're starting this one, so you get to stake your claim. Theme, what are you giving it?
I think it's quite a strong theme. His army's pretty iconic. He's a pretty iconic orc. He's the big threat for a lot of the third movie. Gonna give it a 4. I think it's strong.
Big 4. OT, what are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 2.
Wow. You're going to have to explain that one.
I just don't find the theme particularly engaging. I think a massive orc horde doesn't make me feel anything.
Wow. Dead inside.
Well, exactly. Although I did give Riders of Theoden a 5, which means I am in touch with my emotions.
That's fair. You weep manly tears when you watched the movie.
Yeah.
Do you not weep?
Mayor climaxing.
I weep when I see Gothmog.
Me and OT weeping as Meg. Oh God. Do you not weep when Gothmog dies?
No. Also, you don't see that in the regular editions, do you? You only see it in the extended. And also, it's not that interesting in the extended either. He just runs it, gets his head cut off.
Let's be real. No one watching this has watched the normal version of.
I don't know. There might be some casual MESBG players.
No one has watched the normal version yet. They have all watched the extended edition because they're massive nerds.
But it's not a thing in the extended edition either. It's not a big deal.
No, he just gets chopped up as he's trying to get to Eowyn, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4. I think, like you, I'm naturally inclined to score it lower, but I think that's just because it's evil. I'm more of a good army list player, and I think it would be unfair of me to score actually a well-themed evil army really low just because I don't like the evil armies as much. If that makes sense.
I like evil armies. I just don't particularly. I think the large hordes don't make me feel much.
Fair.
I think large hordes are cool.
Well,
they're cool.
We know
cool,
Mayor loves
I
the
don't
large
think
horde.
the theme is necessarily for me. I'm happy others enjoy it.
Mayor loves hundreds of orcs or goblins.
I do gravitate to horde armies for some reason.
You do. Mayor, do you think that this the rules create the theme effectively?
I'm going to give it a 3 because while I think I mean, it's basically just centered around Gothmog, right? So I think they've just kind of done the bare minimum to make him a bit better without giving him anything particularly excitingly new, perhaps. I don't really know. I'm going to go for a 4.
His master
I think it
battle
reflects it fairly well.
Actually, worse this edition, isn't it? You actually have to roll
2+.
2+.
I mean, that's still really good.
Did you give it a 4?
I'll give it a 4. I think it empowers Gothmog, which I think is what this army is all about.
OT.
I'll give it a 3.
I think
3. for what this army is meant to be, it does a good job. But I'm just not a fan of that.
Gothmog did nothing wrong.
I really don't think the rules of this reflect the theme very well at all.
See, I couldn't put my finger on why, but I feel like they could have done more with it. But I think I think the thing is, a lot of it's baked into Gothmog already.
Yeah, I think the problem with just because I think let's go back to what we're saying with Eomer. Eomer's the grief of Eomer turns a rule on that you don't see that often. Gothmog's just makes the bubble bigger.
Yeah. Can you take Gothmog in any other army?
You can just take him in standard order, right?
Is that a thing anymore?
I think.
Let me have a look.
I think he's Army of Great Eye. Is that what it's called?
Army of the Great Eye does have Gothmog in.
Okay, I was just curious because otherwise, if you could only take him in this, then just fucking make his default better, you know.
Yeah, you can take him in Legions as well. You see, I think that's the same reason I didn't like this edition. I think it should be a good idea, but the way the rules are executed, I'm just but it's just the same as taking him in a more generic mortal list, but his bubbles are slightly bigger. And in the films, this is the siege army. This is the army with the really well-trained ranks of orcs.
They should have buffed the siege engines, but then I don't like siege engines.
Well, no, I agree. I don't like that they're included, but they are. And the other lists which have siege engines are tailored around them. You know,
they should have included Grond in some way.
Exactly,
even if it was just a chant.
Why isn't this
list chant Grond and they get rerolls?
Why isn't this list giving dominance? Because this is the army that storms walls and stuff. I just don't think it's got anything going for it. I'm genuinely going to give it a 1.
Wow.
I think the army list is good for the theme. I think the rules themselves don't add anything. There we go. Hot takes. Mayor, the eyeball fun test. Do your eyeballs feel fun?
Was this a yes or a no, or was this a rating?
This is a rating. It's the 4th one we've done. Fuck's sake.
Mayor's really wishing away the rest of the questions.
Other than what are the non-troops that you can take? I.e., trolls and shit. You can take trolls, catapults.
You can take troll, Moran and orc, catapult, bow, and then the orc heroes.
Bow? Sorry, what's bow?
The siege bow.
The siege bow. What siege bow? What am I forgetting?
It's like the ballista.
Oh fuck! Yeah. I forgot that existed. Okay. I mean, 2. It's not. I mean, it is just Gothmog basically. If you were playing a narrative game, I think it'd be a 4. But just by itself, when you don't know what you're facing, I mean, it's pretty normy looking, isn't it? You've got to really be hoping you play against a man list to
Even
make it
then,
fun. I think.
I don't think that makes it fun. I think it's better.
Yeah.
I think it. Well, in a way,
if winning is fun, then yeah.
I mean, winning is fun.
There you go. You heard it here first, everyone. The Hobby Breakfast Show. Winning is fun. OT.
I'm going to give it a 1, and I'm very close to a 0.
I'm also leaning towards 1. I maybe will give it a 2.
I think this is an example of bad design, because when it is so heavily focused towards man, it means that if you are facing a list that contains men, you just get way better for no reason, apart from the fact you have the rules. And if you're not, then you just don't get like half of your special rules. And I think that's really lame.
This is why good v evil is just much better than SBG.
Yeah.
Because then you have like a real good shot of most lists will have men in. But by having the evil v evil, this list is just like, what is this list?
Yeah.
I played 4 good lists at the weekend and none of them were men.
Well, there you go.
That's true. I played 5 good lists and one of them was men.
One of them was men.
But 4 of the lists he played weren't men, so we can take that as a
4 non-men, one man.
2 dwarves, 2 elves.
There you go. I'm also going to go over 1. I don't think it passes the eyeball test. Mayor, do you think this has good hobby opportunity? Out of 5, you've forgotten.
It's another 2, I think. It's Pelennor Fields, which we all know how much I love. I think you could do some things with Grond, perhaps. Put some heads in the catapults and that sort of thing. But beyond that, there's not a lot going.
There you go. OT?
It's a 1 or a 2 for me, and I don't know. I'm trying to think about like what the good hobby lists. I mean, if I look at Defense of the Pelennor, like the options you have in that you just don't have a lot going with this. Like you have, I guess, a big horde can be kind of cool, and then some siege weapons behind, but I don't think you can really go much beyond that. So I am actually going to give it. Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a 1.
See, with the hobby opportunity, I'm slightly biased against most of the evil lists because I just don't find orcs very fun to paint because they're just kind of blur.
Black and brown. Yeah.
Wow. Don't clip that out of context.
Jesus Christ.
What's going to be worse? Oh, there's not going to be that much worse than this. Yeah. No. I think it's a 1.
Yeah.
Value. Mayor, do you think this is good value to buy?
I mean, starter set from this edition, or was it last edition? I can't remember.
Last edition.
Was it? That's a shame. I mean, I think you can probably still buy those on eBay, so it's not horrible value. I mean, you need a lot of orcs, but they're cheap. You get a troll or a catapult or something, could be quite cool. And Gothmog is plastic? ?
He is.
Yeah.
So, big wog.
It's probably quite good. It's probably a 4.
Wow. That's your highest value rate of the evening.
Is it?
It is. Or morning, I should say, because this is a morning show. Shit.
We are giving morning energy, to be fair.
We really are. It's the 3 Baileys chocolates I've had. OT.
I'll give it a 3. I think it's fine. Like, you're going to need to get a few heroes, probably some siege engines, some trolls, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I agree. I think the core is above average. Mares, I think, right, it's mostly plastic, it's not too expensive, and then you have the option to maybe add something a bit more, but you don't absolutely need a siege catapult or anything like that if you don't want it. Is it interesting in the play experience? Mare.
2.
2.
Beyond having a catapult, I think it's fairly generic.
OT.
1. Maybe even a 0.
Maybe even a 0.
It's fucking boring.
But catapults.
Jeez.
Yeah, but everything,
Catapults are cool.
like, I think almost all armies will have access to some kind of like range thing or some kind of cool things going on. And like, yes, you can stick a catapult in, but I'm not a fan.
Do you know that
Also,
4 years
siege engines
ago,
can be in the game.
4 years ago, OT was considering collecting this?
Well, I do. I've got a lot of it. I've got still got loads of Morannon and stuff, but that doesn't mean I think it's good.
Yeah, that's fair. To me, the only interesting bit about this list would be the Master of Battle on Gothmog and a couple of the little fun rules on the heroes. And this is just going to be plowing orcs into your enemy and hoping that you can trap them.
And the thing is, if you compare this to like even the other ones we've looked at this evening, like the options available to you in terms of how you're going to be playing, I think this is really poor.
For me personally, this is kind of like the epitome of boring SBG to me.
Yeah,
I might actually go for a 0.
I think no, I'll stand by my 1, but I think it could be a 0.
Whipped. No, Mare.
No.
Whipped. No. OT.
Well, I do own it. Most of it.
You can't say no.
You don't own Gothmog though. You don't. You missed the key.
And I am in the process of selling it. I'm actually going to go 0. If I was to start again, I wouldn't play this.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be tempted to play this. Would you go to the pub with Gothmog Mare?
Yes.
Are you going to justify that, or are you just going to?
No, it doesn't need any words.
I think that's wise. OT.
No.
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 A little bit of me does want to go to the pub.
Just talk shit about men.
Wow. Slay Queen.
Based.
That is pretty based. Oh, it's a tough.
You know you want to though.
I do kind
I think
of.
Part of you does want to. I can feel it.
But a lot of me also doesn't want to.
It's tricky.
Part of me wants to
just go for a quick point and call it quits.
Well, a lot of me wants to go for the experience, but then part of me thinks that he's going to be that one guy.
He's going to murder you.
That one guy from uni who was in your friendship circle, who you was there at the pub where you were like, oh, I really wish you weren't here. I am going to go with a 0.
Valid.
Would you go to the pub with someone what plays this?
Probably.
Is that a yes then? It's a yes or no question.
I'm gonna. Yeah, sure.
Okay, Mayor's going with yes. OT.
No.
You explain.
I think they might just be a bit boring because it's a bit of a boring army. So yeah, no hate to anyone who plays this, but that's just my perception.
I'm kind of tempted to say no as well. So the army of Gothmog has not done well.
Fucking hell.
OT with a 10, me with a 10, Mayor with 20.
I don't think it's that bad. I think I've got a positive disposition towards evil armies, and you two maybe have a more negative one.
I feel like I was pretty positive about it, to be honest.
Well, your scores don't reflect that.
Giving it a 4 for theme was raping as much positivity as I could. It's come out with a 41, which are mostly Mayor's points. Mayor is 50% of that score. So 41 does make it the worst of the evening, and I think sets a bar for substantially below average.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow.
Mission completed.
What a video. Do we want to talk news? Have we talked about Shelob yet? I can't.
I forgot that.
No, we have, haven't we? I think we did.
Yeah.
There's no news then. I guess that's it.
The news is that we're doing a new series.
Yes.
Weekly.
Yeah,
no,
OT's going to be joining
from his
to
holiday.
be fair, I do have Discord on my phone, so
yeah. He'll be joining us on the beach to chat shit about MESBG army lists.
Pelennor.
What are the next army lists that we're doing?
I haven't decided yet.
Oh, right.
We should finish off the Pelennor.
Just do more armies that listen.
I think we should jump around a bit more.
I think we jump around. Jump around.
Jump around.
Jump up. You have been joined and warmly embraced by the mayor.
Bye.
You have been joined and not warmly embraced by OT.
Au revoir.
And you've witnessed the tears as Onod weeps because he's making a video about. Okay. Bye. Oh, good. Well, that will make a great 2-hour video. Great. Oh no, I have to edit this now.
To be fair, there isn't actually much cutting to do. It's just sitting. It's just the sitting there that's the problem.
There's the bit where Meg